forgot to get my coffee. Can you help me? Well, I just say hello because I forgot. I pressed the thing and then I walked out. I didn't get my coffee. But buenos dias, mi amors. The Zaddy Shorts may come on today. I don't know. I'm feeling like it's hump day. And it is hump day, and I got that hump day little spring in my step there. Thank you, buddy. Oh, I'm good. I think that's in there. Thank you so much. Wonderful new help around here. Up and get the coffee. You know what I'm saying? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Oh my God, there's so much going on here. I feel like every day it's just. So I went out last night for morning to everybody. Went out last night with the guys from. Oh, look at this. I'm so ADD. Oh, good morning from Mid-Coast, Maine. Jenny, good morning to you. You're in a place that I love, and it must be colder than a witch's tit up there, but I do love Mid-Coast, Maine at any time. And you're right there. Brother Jonathan Bush, I hope you get out and get to meet him and say hi as he runs for governor of your great state. He just spoke at a caucus thing. He's got a pretty good platform. $1 billion tax cut right off the top for everybody in the state of Maine. $1 billion tax cut as engineered by the governor in an emergency economic order, which I think is phenomenal.
That is phenomenal. $1 billion.
Right off the top. Enough's enough. And then what Maine does is Maine generates their greatest source of income is federal government handouts. And that's just his whole platform is make more pie. We have so many great resources in the state of Maine. Stop. We're going to make more pie up here. And then an audit of the state government. There's a lot of fat, right? There's the subcommittees on this. There's so much government fat with all this money that comes in. Where does it all go? So an audit of the handling of the government finances as he comes in. Pretty damn good. Okay. Let's talk about Savannah Guthrie's mom here in a second. This really breaks my heart. Again, I wasn't very close to Savannah in my time at NBC, but I was at NBC for a very long time. Today's Show, very short time. But she's a nice person. And boy, Trump was asked about it yesterday, and they said, are you going to send federal agents to go, look into the disappearance of Savannah's mother? And he said, yeah, of course we're going to get. I like Savannah. She's a good person. I'm going to call her later. So I assume he did call Savannah yesterday. Everybody at NBC News hates the president, so this will make hating him more difficult. The fact that he called, to check in on Savannah and deploy federal resources. These agents are busy. So many of them are down in Fulton County in Atlanta, having to go inspect warehouses and voting, warehouses where all the. Can you believe this? He will not let the 2020 election go, and he's using FBI agents to go through all the votes again from 2020. This has been done millions of times. Stop. And Tulsi Gabbard is there on the phone with him and like speakerphone, like with the agents. Hey, look, you get to talk to the president, which, by the way, shoots his case right. Destroys his case. What judge is going to be like, yeah, how is this not a personal vendetta? You're on the phone. You're apparently supposed to be the victim. You're on the phone talking to agents. I don't even think he cares about it. I think it's all performance, right? I think it's all about flooding the zone and keeping the media trying to chase 10 different things at once. That's it. I don't think he really thinks. When he went after Letitia James, the attorney general from New York, that wasn't about actually nailing her. It was about just publicly embarrassing, announcing that goes away. James Comey, the former FBI director, goes after him. Judge throws it out. But it's just a lot of busyness. NBC said they ramped up security to protect their employees. I don't think this is that's great, but I don't think this is let's see who else high profile from NBC's, parent we can, kidnap. But we know some things. We don't know enough. What we want to know is where is she? But she was last seen Saturday night. She went out to dinner with some family. This is Savannah Guthrie's mom. If you're just jumping in here, Nancy, who's 84. Last seen Saturday night. She got home from dinner with the family about 9:30. They said they saw her off to bed. So she went to bed 9:30, 9:45. And then, what a lovely person she must be. The fact that she didn't show up to church the next day is how they thought something was wrong. Like she's that regular at church that, if I don't show up at church, no one's asking where did he go? Because sometimes, darn it, that pickleball game got in there, or, the Giants are playing at 10 o'clock. Church is at 10:30. But that she wasn't there, suggested something was really wrong. That shows you how sweet she is. Anyway, what I don't like is the cryptic comments from Chris Nanos, the Pima County sheriff there. Evidence on the scene suggests against her will. Oh, I don't know what that means, like turned over furniture or something like that. There was blood found on the scene. They didn't say whether it's hers, but one can only assume. Of course, TMZ reported that they received a ransom note saying, we want millions in Bitcoin for the safe return of Nancy. And then TMZ checked on the delivery account for the Bitcoin and said it's verified. So they turned that over to the Pima County sheriffs. The FBI is involved. Also, a local Tucson television station also received a ransom note. So they're taking those obviously, very seriously. Again, another cryptic part of this is that it was said that she can't go, Nancy Guthrie can't go more than 24 hours without her medication. So you're wondering if there's evidence inside the house that suggests, extracted against her will. Did she have time to say, okay, we'll get the money, can you please grab my medication? Because or did they go to a pharmacy together? I don't know. So if that's really the case, it would be very odd to have been a negotiation to get her medicine. I don't know. Savannah was supposed to leave for Milan for the Olympics on Monday to do the Today Show over there, and also the opening ceremony. She's got a pretty big role. But she flew to Tucson instead. NBC security is working with the FBI, and they're they deploy pretty quickly. They've deployed for me before. When I was flying home, and my whole world blew up October 7th, NBC security was waiting for me on the other side.
For some reason,
So is TMZ and everyone else.
I was totally changing the story, but I was thinking of your Mexico story when you were caught in the tide for some reason. That's where my head just went. That was a whole different thing. Oh,
Yeah.
nothing to do with NBC.
Oh God. No, that was I just read a little bit about Nancy Guthrie, Savannah's mom, just a sweet lady, like everybody in the neighborhood, in Catalina Hills, where she's from, north of Tucson. Everybody just, said she's just the loveliest, nicest, sweetest lady. She's been raising Savannah and her siblings. There's 3 of them total, 2 others. Raising Savannah's father died when she was 16 years old, and her dad, they lived I can't remember, Australia. They were in Australia, and then moved to Arizona when she was young. Her dad died at 16. He was a mining engineer, and apparently very lively. He said he could make a tremendous tale out of just going to the grocery store. So he could weave a tale. But imagine losing your father at 16. That's tough. especially on a little girl. And anyway, Savannah and her sisters, they would go, when they were in college and they went to the University of Arizona, stay close to Nancy, they would have a deal. Savannah and her sister would have a deal that one of them would stay home on a weekend night, with mom, just keep around to hang with her while the other one went out and partied and had fun. And then they would alternate, which is pretty great. Anyway, we just pray that the Lord delivers her home. It's very, 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 very sickening and sad. Poor NBC. I mean, like all the reports are really heavily from other networks because it's very odd to report on your own anchor's missing mother. You know what I mean? I mean, the situation that NBC is in, and me, I have very little love for for NBC News, but it is a difficult. Imagine that. It's something that. How do we report on this? Boy, oh boy. The other thing is like. The big question in all of this for me is this, a targeting kidnapping because of Savannah Guthrie's position at NBC and her known salary? Or, it's north of 10 million. It's north of 10 million a year, 15 probably. It's a lot. But is that, because I mean, like, one of these tech executives' mothers would be, a giant, bigger payday. I don't think so. For some reason, my gut, I feel like they found that out afterwards, or is it just too much of a coincidence? What do you think? Is it too odd that it must have to do with Savannah?
I think that,
which makes a terrible sense of dissociated guilt for her.
Well, there's a lot. This is only reports. Everyone's putting in the chat, but that's why we haven't said anything. The brother-in-law is like a maybe prime suspect, but now it's blowing up. Everyone's talking about the brother-in-law, but this came out late that maybe something with the brother-in-law. No one's confirmed anything. There's nothing confirmed at all, but that name is now being thrown around. The brother-in-law. So
married to Savannah's sister?
Yes.
Is it her ex?
So I got to see more.
Well, I mean, whoever dropped her off, you start there, and at the restaurant, you get into the cameras at the restaurant where they were, and every face in the restaurant, scan the cameras of the parking lot of the restaurant, because after that, and then everybody, they're looking at everybody's Ring cameras to find out who drove into the neighborhood afterwards. You got to be a monster to come for an 84-year-old. Just makes me sick. I know all you moms feel the same. There's Lynn right there. Billy was listening to Megyn Kelly yesterday. Oh, hope she was nice. Talking about this. And she was speaking with a retired sheriff. And he said that the law does not believe in coincidences, which I found interesting. Yeah, it would be odd. That's for sure. Ashley Banfield says she has a very connected source saying the billionaire Tommaso is the prime suspect. The who? The brother-in-law. Tommaso is the prime suspect. Okay. And they are married?
Yes.
God almighty. To sister Anne. Annie and Tommaso. Oh, Tommaso. How could anyone be so dumb? I mean, wow, is that dumb? Praying for the Guthrie family? Indeed. Jeez, this is incredible. All cameras are broken. So whoever it was, at least when, had the foresight to go turn off the cameras, you can tell about a lot of the reporters that they don't buy this crap either. They seized the brother-in-law's car. Okay.
All of this is reported.
These are all, well, that's obvious. Unverified is the word. Unverified. Come on, guys. LOL, this is off. I think everybody knows there's something really off about all of this. Seems like a distraction from the Epstein files to me. I don't think that, I mean, Trump's busy, but he can't be this busy. Please. I can't. Well, the Ring camera was knocked off the door frame. That's the evidence they're talking about, that that this was against her will. It is Tommaso. Okay. They towed the brother-in-law's car, supposedly. Chat section is fired up about this right here today. Anyway, I'm crushed over it. Final thoughts here. Are we missing anything on this topic? Let's see. Oh. All right, Steve, I'm turning it over to you. Well, just let me know if there's anything in there we want to, that adds to the topic, okay? I'm going to move on here, but because, again, I leave it at this. Her medication. At least if it was Tommaso would know that she needs her medication. And if he's trying to get paid by Savannah or whomever, and it's not an old person, because no one would ask for Bitcoin as a ransom, right? Except for a young person. And isn't it interesting, poor Tommaso, that Bitcoin just took a crash to 40%, dumped by 40%. So you might want to ask for ask for Trump coin. Anyway, we will, she's got a pacemaker. Oh, and when Tommaso starts having millions of dollars, I think people are going to be on to him. Why are people so stupid that they didn't see ransom that in real life is going to be traceable, as it's the Bitcoin account? Yeah. There are few coincidences in cases like this. No one heard of Nancy Guthrie before, and details regarding Savannah's net worth came out later. Wow. Okay. By the way, Trump has said he's helping, although we have not heard about that, but I'm assuming that they had a private chat. Tommaso is 50. Mary says, I'm honestly praying that it isn't him. He's a grade school teacher and loved in the community. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, Tommaso is a 6th grade teacher, apparently, and he just bought a house nearby Nancy 6 months ago. Okay. Yeah, that would be... Don't you feel like all the people we depend on in life fail us all the time? You know what I mean? Anyway. So, Super Bowl is on Sunday. There's a great term my daughter uses for me all the time: rage baiting. She had her friends over to play pickleball this weekend from college, and they're like, watch out, my dad's gonna rage bait you on the pickleball court. And she loves to say this: I'm a rage baiter. This is it. I think I understand what it means. Anyway, and the Super Bowl is coming to the Bay Area, San Fran, on Sunday. But there's a new billboard that's rage baiting, right, the mostly liberal left-wing people of San Francisco, saying that the game's defensive honors have already been handed out, not to a wealthy athlete, to an ICE agent. Defensive Player of the Year, ICE. Oh, my God. You imagine this, the people in San Francisco going absolutely crazy. It made me sick to my stomach, said one Karen, literally named Karen, when asked by ABC News about the billboard. And this is really bad. But if we're going to make the halftime show a freak fest of look at this guy. It looks to me, it looks like a plainclothes police officer. But anyway, isn't that that is the term. That is rage baiting right there. And by the way, I'm really upset about the way they're deploying ICE, because I think there is a role for ICE. I'm not an abolish ICE guy. You know what I mean? But let's bring it under control. And but was that necessary? Holy shit. Come on. There is an alternative halftime show. That's right. Reprimanda. And that is Turning Point USA. run now by Erica Kirk. Slid into the job very effortlessly. And Kid Rock and others are going to be performing during that. I think that's probably going to be, we are so divided that people will, I imagine, I think people will take that step. I do think the hardcore, the MAGA people will go to the TPUSA halftime show and leave. I'm going to be watching the ratings for halftime. Everyone will come back for the game. There's no question about that. And the NFL is shitting themselves over the selection of Bad Bunny. That's for sure.
I think I get it. And I think you're right. It's going to happen. I do think I think Bad Bunny is a huge performer that the world loves. And maybe it's not for you, but like it is the halftime show of the big event. Like we all can't watch 10 minutes. I don't know. It seems weird to me. We're like, nope, we're not doing that. We're going to watch something else.
Here's Ray says, Erica started grifting within days of her husband's assassination. It's insane. Well, she did have that phone call. Erica Kirk had that phone call like less than 2 weeks after he died. And she's like, did you see the numbers on this? Did you see the numbers on this? We're moving merch like this. I mean, she just, yeah. There's one thing about her that I cannot stand her delivery at the microphone. The facial expressions and it's too much. It's too much. It's too much for me. Can't do it. Can't watch. The Epstein files. Boy, everybody's being held to account in the Epstein files. Everybody's being outed and shamed in the Epstein files, except Trump. It's incredible. The one guy that should be at the center of the whole thing, absolutely been the Justice Department. This is all so obvious. 3 million items get dropped, all of it, all at once, because they have to make them public. But within seconds, they pull back everything, the unverified accounts about Donald Trump. Bang, boom. Now, people have caught a lot. But down it goes. The fact that the government there are no independent agencies within our government scares the shit out of me. It's unbelievable. No other president could ever have gotten away with this, and I still don't understand how he gets away with it. The Congress is worthless. Worthless. Every one of these senators is posting their selfies like, can you believe what's happening? Go do something about it, you loser. Today we're going to talk, at 10 o'clock Pacific time, we've got the mooch. Anthony Scaramucci, the mooch, who lasted 11 days as the communications director for Trump in the first administration. I lasted 11 minutes, so good for him. We will have him. He's the co-host of The Rest is Politics US podcast. And anyway, great New Yorker, the mooch. So we'll have him. And speaking of the Epstein files, this is one of the great interviews. This guy I started following called The Good Liars on Instagram. They're very funny. Jason Selvig, I think the guy's name is. Anyway, here he is interviewing a state senator from North Carolina. And can I just say, bless his heart.
Donald Trump is fighting so hard to not release the Epstein files.
I don't know.
Was it? Did you find that odd that he said he was going to release it and then immediately was like, we're not releasing them?
Would you want your name brought up? He probably had some. I don't know. He probably had some friends that were involved in it, and he saved them, a lot of trouble.
Do you think that's a presidential thing to do?
Well, if you go through history and look, many more presidents have favored their friends and favored their family. I mean, everybody does that.
Is that how the president should be acting, protecting rich and powerful people over victims of sex crimes?
Every president does it.
Every president hides sex crimes?
John F. Kennedy.
Okay.
But he got caught.
Right. Well, John F. Kennedy was having affairs, but I don't know that there were crimes.
And he got caught.
Okay.
But that's not very becoming of a United States president, right?
Right. So is the answer, you don't agree with Donald Trump on that, on protecting powerful people over the victims of crimes?
All depends on who the powerful people are.
Shouldn't the presidents be taking care of all Americans and not just people with lots of money?
I'm not a rich and powerful person, so it didn't interfere with me. It doesn't bother me about what them people want to do.
Yeah.
I got to pay up for what I do.
And could you tell me your first and last name and no, why not? And where you represent?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Why?
Can you believe this? Yeah. Unbelievable. I listened to Bill Gates yesterday. She won't touch the subject with the 10-foot pole. She's living a great life and doesn't want to talk about it. NDA settlement. Well, she's billions of dollars. Can you believe that guy though? Oh, hey man, I don't know. Everybody does it. Every president does it. No, they don't. I can tell you that. Ed Goodwin. Not every president does it. Just two that I can think of. Okay? Doesn't shine well for, yeah.
Can we play the end though, where he pulls the badge? There's about 30 more seconds. It's just,
I can't take any more of the guy.
it's just crazy though.
I'm gonna have to live without
He
it.
pulls. the
I'm gonna
badge
have to
out.
live without it. Can't do it. Can't do it. Ed Goodwin is a sweet, he's a simple man, a state senator. But this story, how did this, I don't know how this got past me. Steve, do we need to have Candace Owens on again? I don't see, Monica. Here's the thing. I love you, Monica. You should have Candace Owens on your, there's so much with Candace. She's a Flood the Zone podcaster. She's constantly saying things that so much of it I find to be crazy. And then occasionally she's dead on something. So it's like, I don't know. It's too much to bite off for me. It's overwhelming. We've had her on before back in the day. Maybe I'll do it again. Let's try. Well, maybe we go again. I just like ramp up and just like, make sure I take a cold shower before the crazy shit that comes at me, which I can catch. The Barron Trump story is amazing. By the way, Brett Ratner, I'm sure Hollywood's not calling you. So, his next movie should just be called Barron. That's who I want to know more about. So there's a news story about Barron Trump and a violent assault witnessed over a video call, a FaceTime call, a Zoom call. The details are, it's wild. Here's what actually happened. A year ago, January 2025, Barron Trump, 18 years old, was on a video call, a FaceTime with a young woman who lived in London. During the call, he saw signs of her being assaulted by her ex-boyfriend, like while this is happening. So Barron calls the British emergency number 999 from the US, where he was, to report what he saw, gave the woman's address, described that someone was beating her. London police responded and later identified the attacker, Matvey Rumiantsev, a 22-year-old guy who was put on trial for assault and related offenses, including perverting the course of justice. Prosecutors linked the violent incident to jealousy over the woman's online friendship with Barron. Wow. She told the court she felt Barron's phone call helped ensure police arrived as they did. Young hero Barron. I didn't know about this. Did this one slip by me for, yeah. Barron is being groomed for something. I'm not sure what, though. I don't know what the future. Barron is a very mysterious character. Let's put Barron up. He's 6'6". Remember at the inauguration, he leans in and says something to Joe? Like everyone thought he was rage baiting Joe. Get out of here, dude. We kicked your ass. I don't know. He's probably already a billionaire. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. He's got to be. He's got crypto accounts, with his older brothers. I don't know. There's something about Barron. Oh yeah, Billy. Steve. Steve. I loved your Erica Kirk facial expressions. Okay. And every once in a while, you just got to do him. He is a fucking, Barron is a big dude. Anyway, how did that slip by me? Right when his father's being inaugurated, Barron is saving the irony here that her, oh God. There are more accounts of SA against Donald Trump. You know, if you're a where there's smoke, there's fire person, there's just no way he's not guilty of something throughout life. And here's Barron coming to the rescue of a woman being beaten, attacked. And Barron saves the day and calls the cops, and the cops come and put this guy away. You know, young Barron, because you remember, Barron is also raised by Melania, and Melania is doing her own thing. Thank you, Donald. Thank you for my film. $40 million budget for that film. The talent fee for Melania, $28 million. George Clooney doesn't get $28 million to star in a scripted film where he's actually acting. Melania talks on camera, answers questions, $28 million of Amazon's cash and $35 million to promote the thing. Pretty wild stuff right there. But you know what? When you're in, Donald Trump sucks the air out of the room, okay, in a major way, sucks the air out of the nation, lives rent-free in everybody's head. But imagine what he's like in a marriage, right? A marriage is a two-way street, right? We're partners in the marriage. Well, that's obviously not happening. What can I give you, Melania, in order to make some of this right? How about an entire giant movie all over the world that we're going to push? $35 million marketing budget. The fact that we're touting $7 million, it's not a lot, but it is. She wants to launch her own lifestyle brand and all that. So this is his gift to her for sucking the air out of the marriage, is my guess. Yeah. Oh my God, Billy, in that navy cashmere pullover. Yes, please. Joe the cat sarnia. You like a little, I like a little, yeah. Collars up. It's cashmere, baby. Okay. Barron Trump, good for you, buddy. Now, who the hell is Will Arnett talking about, guys? Who? Will Arnett reveals they once kicked an asshole comedian off a smart list after 10 minutes. Do we have Will? There's Will. He says, this is so interesting. It's on the January 26th episode of the Ramesh Ranganathan show. Will, who hosts Smartless alongside Bateman and Sean Hayes, revealed they had a very famous comedian on the show, but had to cut the interview short because of the comedian's behavior. Will said the unnamed comedian was a, quote, effing rank asshole, and promised to tell after, he said, listen to Ramesh, I'll tell you after the taping here who it was. But Will said the guy was an effing rank asshole and we cut him off after 10 minutes. Said, thanks a lot, dude, and asked him to leave. So, of course, everybody's wondering, who is it? Now, I know Arnett pretty well. I texted him and I said, you got to tell me. Nothing. I think he's, these are the things. This is why I love podcasts, because people are like, you say one thing, you walk out, you forget what you talked about for an hour and a half, right? Then you leave and like 2 days, whatever, 2 weeks later when the episode finally comes out, one little thing you said, it's all over the place and you're like, what? Shit. Because then they also detailed that they did an episode of Smartless with a young and up-and-coming female comedian who freaked out after the episode, like called them 10 minutes later after the taping and said, oh my God, please don't put that episode out. Please don't. I think I said some things that are going to be taken out of context and they're going to cancel me. Stop. Please don't put it out. And they're like, it's expensive. We have a very big, highly produced podcast. We can't just like cancel up. Okay, fine. Arnett is not sporting hair plugs. I've been close to Will, played some golf with Will. I've looked right into that follicular connection right there. No plugs. He's got a nice head of hair. Who is that comedian? A lot of people think it's Seinfeld. Jerry can be difficult. But an effing rank asshole? I don't think so. Could it be Larry David, who can be very difficult? I don't think so. I think there's too much. It's probably like a lot of people think it's Schultz. I don't think so. I am going to make it my mission to find out who that comedian is. Any thoughts? Right? Follicular connection. It's not Jerry Seinfeld. There's no way. Who's a rank asshole? Is it Ricky Gervais, who, by the way, I love, right? The more he's an asshole, the harder I'm laughing. Is it Dave Smith? But he's not funny enough. No, he said very famous comedian. Definitely not Shane Gillis. No, Shane Gillis is although maybe Kevin Hart. Oh, Kevin is so full of himself. It's unbelievable. I don't know. I don't think he'd be an asshole. I just think you'd sit there and be like, I'm promoting my businesses. And, Kevin is so overexposed. It's just like, he used to be the greatest. Oh, Chevy Chase.
I wonder.
Mama Roll.
I think so.
Mama Roll. It's not Ellen DeGenitals.
Because if he was making the rounds and he's a comedian, like
It's definitely not Chappelle.
not Chappelle.
No, it's Chevy. But that's obvious, right? I just watched the Chevy Chase documentary. I just interviewed Marina Zinovich, the filmmaker. Chevy's a known asshole. She asked him.
I wonder. It would make sense.
It's got to be
It would make
Chevy
sense.
Chase.
Because he's doing the rounds and he would go do a comedian.
That's
show.
it. That's it. I'm going to text Will Arnett right now and say, oh, should I trap him? I'm going to say Bateman told me. Bateman told me. Chevy. Wow. Of course. Hugs, Booby. I love a Booby. I love calling people Booby in this town. Let's see if he falls for the. Let's see if Arnett falls for the bait, man.
I've only met.
Did you miss my little pun? You did. You take
Oh,
me for
bait
granted.
man.
Let's see
Bait
if
man.
Will falls for the bait, man.
I only know Will a little bit from when he was on the show, but if I could guess, he'll read that and know you're baiting him right away, and it will be very funny his response.
Michelle, Rob Schneider. I don't really know many funny people besides myself. It's not Rob. I don't think they'd book him. Mr. Billy, you have awesome hair. Michelle, you are so kind to me. Thank you. You can't have it all. Trevor Noah? No. They're all in the same family of, no. They're all, that's brethren. Shannon, he's dead for many years now. Bob second. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. See if he falls for the bait, man. Follow up on Billie Eilish. Billy, I'm a rage baiter. Yes, I am. Bait, man. Follow up on Billie Eilish. This is from Pirate News, Pirate Wires. And I read my liberals in the morning, my MSNBCs and CNNs. I also read my right-wingers, my Pirate Wires guys. Mike Solana and all those dudes. Mike writes this morning on a Billie Eilish follow-up. The waifish, perpetually drugged-up-looking Billie Eilish addressed an audience of celebrities in Hunger Games cosplay over the weekend and declared before a standing ovation from the most gated audience in the country, "Nobody's illegal on stolen land." A regurgitated leftist meme implying everything we took from Pocahontas and her talking raccoon. And we should therefore simply just be South Africa. Okay, cool. Fact check. There was no country here when Europeans arrived. There were small bands of tribal people with no infrastructure, no concept of property, really, and no written language. They were, while I'm sure lovely when they weren't killing each other, quite primitive. Then American settlers built the wealthiest and most powerful country in history from trees. Billy, is what happens when you listen to teachers who hate you. But the truth is, for anyone who wants to really learn, America was made by Americans, and Americans should be proud. It's a good take. It's a good take. There's nothing worse than like a 23-year-old who never went to school with other people. You know what I mean? You didn't even go to class with the other kids because you were busy building this amazing music career. I love her voice. I'm not one of those people that's like, fuck Billie Eilish. I'm not going to listen to her music now. No. If her music comes on, I'm going to listen to it. I don't care that she has something to say. You got to take what comes with it. Know what I'm saying? Steve, who won the Westminster Dog Show? We talked about some of the contenders yesterday. I don't remember seeing, you told me the top three, and I don't remember seeing. Did Penny come out of nowhere?
Yes.
Wow. Oh, a Doberman Pinscher. Look at this beautiful, sleek body here on
Yes.
Penny.
Look at this. Look at that. Oh,
Oh,
whole body.
oh my God. You know what TV show am I thinking about from the 80s right now? What TV show? What?
Alf.
Alf? Come on.
Whoa.
Wait, no, someone's going to get this in the chat. What TV show from the 80s am I thinking about right now? This is coming. Bang!
Oh, Magnum. Yeah, of course.
Bang! Magnum. But first to get Magnum was Venus Blue Crash Patty. Okay? Right there, Magnum PI. You got to think of Higgy Baby, right?
Second show at the 150th Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show is the Doberman Pinscher.
Penny the Doberman Pinscher with Andy Litton.
Westminster 150 goes to Penny, the Doberman Pinscher.
Penny has done it again.
And that's history for Best in Show here at Madison Square Garden.
Is that Chris Myers, the voice of Fox, and he does baseball? Chris Myers, here we are at the Best in Show, Westminster.
Andy Linton, veteran handler, by the way, veteran handler. Andy has been on the circuit for a long time, and Andy, it's another win after nearly 4 decades. Oh my God, that's a long time for Andy. Linton got Best in Show in 1989 with another Doberman named Indy. You know something, Steve? That's a great lesson for Andy Linton. He won in 1989 with a Doberman named Indy, and he went to work, and he never gave up. And he could have said, this will never happen again. At least it happened once. And he worked, and he worked, and he stayed in it, and he had a resurgence in his career. Think about somebody like that. Think about somebody like that. I come up with Jennifer Coolidge. Coolidge in there doing her thing. Quiet, dead, nobody calling. Agent, anything this week? Oh, what else she talk? She goes, hello. Did we get any bites? Does anybody want to put me in their show? I'd like some vongole. I want vongole. I don't know why. Did we get any bites? No? Okay. And along comes Mike White.
Bill, I want to share. You set him up. Let's show his excitement of Andy's excitement of winning again.
Oh, Andy is going to be. Let's see him.
Time to eat. She is absolutely addicted to food. She'll eat any pose. I had a Doberman that won Best in Show here 37 years ago. The goal of everybody that you saw hanging onto a leash this week is to win this. This is our Super Bowl. This is our NBA Finals. This is all of that. So to win it, it's just
going bananas.
Sheer exhilaration. I'm getting to be an old guy, so I'm kind of winding down my career. So for me, it's extra special.
Yeah, take this down for a second. Good for you. Meredith, here you go. I'm going to have to hit this. Have you addressed Bush #1 in the E-files? Really sick. You should say something. Meredith, I hope you understand. This is why, and I said this the other day, this is why the Epstein files to me are totally compromised and have been tampered with. It's Trump's overall strategy is flood the zone, right? So many things happening in Minnesota and Fulton County, Atlanta, and now Iran and Greenland and lost, Letitia James and James Comey and all these federal investigations. And there's so much shit happening that the media can't chase down anything. Fine. And then within the Epstein files, its own flood the zone, right? You've got every name in the book is out there, and everyone's it's so, the unverified accounts of President Trump's wrongdoings have been pulled down. So everyone else is left holding the bag, including one of this nation's greatest servants, public servants. Back when politicians didn't serve for their own financial gain and their own career, he was a real public servant. The fact that Bush, my uncle, George H.W. Bush, would be in there is an absolute abject disgrace. That man was as loyal and good a man as ever lived and served. And there will never be another president with his resume, sadly. You have one right now who has no resume. So that's meant to distract the shit out of people, putting in a good man like that. And then you see that dumb state senator, Ed Goodwin, saying, well, every president does it. No, they don't, you dumbass. Anyway, and George W. Bush, the same. There's just not a chance of any kind of behavior like that. You can disagree with them on policy, but Jesus, for the love of God, we have had great people serve in that job. And let's do everything we can to make sure we have another one. Thank you, Meredith. Sorry. Should I end on Catherine Zeta-Jones? Because I love a humble brag. I love a humble brag as much as the next man, unless the next man is Steve Harding, who brought this. Catherine Zeta-Jones admits avoiding Hollywood schmoozing may have been detrimental to her career. She says she didn't play the game enough. She said decades on the East Coast, living with Michael in New York, possibly could have affected her acting career. It's interesting whether it's been detrimental to my career, says Catherine. I never quite know, because I've never been, in LA, sort of schmoozing, While many stars stay in Los Angeles in search of the next role, Catherine has spent years building a life in and around New York. A choice, she said, has shaped her family, her friendships, and possibly her career trajectory. I spend more time in New York with business people, Wall Street people, art people. The art people. Our friends and the people we bump into are different than if it was in Los Angeles. We have such a life here. It's such a high society sort of life. It's a wonderful thing. So that's, may have affected my career. Well, the fact is, there's a million actors. There's a million, right? So if you're not working the system, yeah, you're going to fall out of it. That's for sure. Okay, now I'm addicted. Even Epstein's brother claimed that Republicans intend to tamper with the files to protect themselves. George H.W. Bush might as well be Democrat as far as Trump is concerned. Yeah. Oh, he's had no respect for George H.W. Bush, as he should, or anyone with great character or integrity. And I'll tell you this about George H.W. Bush. He voted for Hillary. He voted for Hillary. The most ardent Republican, you can say he's a turncoat? No, because morality, integrity in that office is absolutely central to his belief system. And he, found Trump to be completely unqualified for the job based upon that. I happen to agree with him. I just think, there's one job that's leader of the free world. One. We can be extremely discerning on who gets it. Speaking of, 10 o'clock Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern, we rock and roll with the Mooch. Anthony Scaramucci is going to be on. He's the co-host of The Rest is Politics US. We're going crazy. The Mooch and I are going to just ram it's going to be like two rams in an open field. We're going to be going nuts. on everything that's going on in our world because it matters. So I hope to see you. 10 o'clock. Let's party. And what else? That's it. You okay with that? Feeling good, sexy?
I'm feeling good. We got a lot to do the next 2 hours, and then we'll be right back at it.
Okay, good. Let's do that. Yeah, can't wait for the mooch. We love the mooch. I mean, the mooch is really, it's funny, that show that they do, The Rest is Politics, US, you have Katty Kay, who's an English sort of, posh, very posh sort of political, mind. And then she's got the mooch from Manhasset, Long Island over here. Kind of a nice balance. Oh, do I get fiercely defensive over the great HW? I do. He spoke at my graduation. I learned more about character from him than any other human being besides my father. Great man. Shot down in World War II, youngest naval fighter pilot in the history of America serving this country, with the name Barbara painted on the side of his fighter jet. Shot down, rescued by the USS Finback in the Pacific Ocean. Jesus, what a man. Jesus, what a man. Woo. Head of the brought him in, by the way, when the CIA had a terrible stain on it, reputationally. They made him director of the CIA to restore its integrity. One man could restore the integrity because of his integrity. Yeah. Had to say it. I had to do it. I had to do it.